We're dedicating a full day of coverage here at News 6 today to the ongoing mental health crisis. Right now, we have representatives from the Mental Health Association of Central Florida standing by, ready to take your calls and answer your questions with real resources. That number is on your screen, 888-436-6665. And it is not an easy topic to tackle, but it's clear concerns about mental well-being are happening and growing in our community. Thanks for joining us this noon. I'm Bridget Ellison.
And I'm Justin Mormouth. So today we're taking a deep dive into the challenges we face and the solutions being explored to get results. The News 6 evening anchor team is here to explain what's to come.
Let's start with a basic question, the question that drives today's focus. How are we doing? The data suggests the struggle is far-reaching, according to the nonprofit Mental Health America. As of 2020, 1 in 5 adults live with some form of mental illness. That's more than 50 million Americans.
And getting help is no small order. Over a quarter of those adults say they were not able to get the treatment they needed.
And the crisis appears to be worsening with our next generation, our children. More than 1 in 10 say they've suffered a major depressive episode in the past year. Nearly 3 million are experiencing severe major depression right now.
As you'll see today, these numbers just scratch the surface. We will dive deeper into the impact mental health is having on different parts of our community, but also how are we doing when it comes to finding solutions and putting them into motion. Hope can be found in high-tech helping our veterans, a sheriff's mission for solutions to help his deputies and staff cope after intense and traumatizing situations. And the memory of a beautiful young girl is the motivation to finding support for children and young adults.
This is just a snapshot of a bigger picture and a bigger problem our community is still trying to get its collective arms around. And it's our goal that the stories told today serve as a springboard to spotlighting these challenges and getting results.
And for more than 15 years, people all across the country have connected to suicide prevention and mental health crisis care by calling the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Last summer, that number was simplified to 988, making it easier for people to access immediate care. News 6's Carolina Cardona gives us an update on how that line is getting results for those battling a mental health crisis here in Central Florida.
I've been practicing for about 5 years in the mental health field.
The mental health field Nicole Benton found a passion for while going through her own challenges.
You've reached the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. My name is Nicole. How may I help you?
Benton is a crisis services manager for Heart of Florida United Way.
It sounds like you're having a really tough time today. Are you thinking about suicide?
The nonprofit is part of the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
From my own personal experience with mental health, I know firsthand how important it is to just be able to have that support and have that listening ear. Relationship issues can be very challenging.
She's one of 75 specialists providing a listening ear through the 988 line.
That number was set aside to provide easy to remember 3-digit dialing for crisis intervention and suicide prevention services.
Catherine Ray, Vice President of 211 and 988 services for Heart of Florida United Way, says in 2022, they handled more than 9,300 calls, adding that calls have gone up the past 6 months.
We're running about 35 to 40% increase right now. People are now, I think, becoming aware of the service that's really always been available, or a long time availability.
Catherine says while the calls have increased, their intervention numbers remain low.
Less than 3% of our contacts result in a referral to a mobile crisis team or to a 911 service. So very low numbers require intervention.
Do you ever wonder what happens with that person after you're done with the call?
We definitely, wonder sometimes what happened to that person. How are they coping? How are they holding up? And one of the beauties of our line is that we do offer follow-ups to everyone that calls in.
A resource that's saving lives. This message is one example of the results they're getting. It's from a caller who expressed gratitude after a specialist prevented him from taking his own life.
Sometimes your mind can play tricks on you and make you think that you're all alone. And so knowing that you have a trusted person who can advise you and who can help you through specific challenges, I was able to receive that, and it was something that I wanted to be able to give back. We're here 24/7 if ever you need us.
In Orange County,
have a wonderful evening.
Carolina Cardona, Getting Results, News 6.
And as part of our day of coverage here, we do have representatives from the Mental Health Association of Central Florida ready to take your calls and answer questions. Justin's in the studio with those counselors right now.
Yeah, hey, Bridget, this is a judgment-free zone in here, and these experts are ready and they are able to help if you or someone you know is having trouble with their mental health. So joining me now is Marnie Stallman, the CEO of the Mental Health Association of Central Florida. Great to see you again. If someone's at home watching and they're thinking about if they should call in, let's talk about who should call into this phone bank. What are the symptoms they're feeling that would result in them needing to get assistance?
Well, the first thing that I would say is if you're thinking, hey, should I call? Call.
There you go.
Right? That's the first thing that we want to tell people. Don't wait. If you feel like something's off, if you feel like you've been irritable, if you've been missing sleep, if there are changes in your behavior, or you've seen that in people that are around you, loved ones, children, make the call today. We can connect you with individuals that have a variety of resources available. Not everybody that's going to be looking and calling in is going to be in a mental health crisis. They may just want to look and talk about how do I access mental health services because I haven't been feeling myself. So there's a balance, but it doesn't have to wait.
Access is certainly one of the challenges. Let's talk about some of the challenges that you're seeing when it comes to helping people with their mental health.
Well, I think the biggest challenge we're seeing right now in Central Florida is individuals trying to access services that don't have health insurance. We know that that's an issue here in our state, particularly in our region, because we have a high population that works in the hospitality industry. They may not have access to benefits. And so that's one of the things we can help with here at the association. Jeffrey and Betsy, part of our team here today, run our Outlook Clinic, which is outpatient therapy and medications for people without health insurance.
Wow, that's fantastic. Again, you can get your questions answered right now. There's the number. It's right there on your screen, 888-436-6665. These counselors will be here until 11:30 tonight, and you can also submit those questions online at clickorlando.com/mental health. Keep in mind as well, they do have bilingual counselors here that can help with you as well. So toss it back to you in the studio, Bridget.
All right, awesome resource here today. So call that number. And we also will be doing things online. News 6 reporter Treasure Roberts will be hosting a web chat with the mental health experts. There's one coming up at 3:15 and another at 8. You can join the live chat from our website or on the News 6 YouTube channel.